One of today's most popular black actresses admits to being a vessel for the demonic. A new and improved version of A Color Purple has recently just released, and the cast has been going on the usual promo run. And during a few of the promo runs, Taraji P Henson gets candid about what it takes for her to actually do her role as an actress, claiming that the process of acting is spiritual, but you'll never believe what she says.
Playing these characters, because it's very spiritual what we do as actors. You're on the...
So the first thing she says is that acting to her and to other actors is very spiritual. Now, I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but I wanted to say, how is acting spiritual, right? You know, for a long time, you know, I've always looked at somebody being able to act as it's an anointing, right? Like God has anointed them or gifted them with the creative ability to be able to portray these roles and to be able to tell these stories. But what she's saying is that acting is spiritual. Like God may give people anointing, but acting is spiritual, right? And you might notice as she goes along and talks and says these things, you might notice that she says something similar to another person that we've covered on this channel, namely Damson Idris.
Set, you have your chakras all open, you're allowing this character to use your body as a vessel. And
so stop right here. She says you have your chakras all open. I did an interview with Pastor Taya Cruz on my channel a few months back when she talked about chakras, right? And chakras is a new age practice, right? Dealing with yoga and things of that nature, but talking about how our bodies have chakras. So she's saying that she's opening up her chakras and then allowing this character to use her as a vessel, right? So it goes back to my point when I was talking about how is acting spiritual, and I always thought acting was an anointing, and I still think that, you know, God has given these people the creative ability to be able to portray these roles. But if she's a vessel, are these people actually using God-given talent, or are they just being vessels for the demonic?
And so you have to learn how to flip the switch on and flip it off. Otherwise, it could drive you mad.
And then she says you have to learn how to flip the switch on and flip the switch off. Otherwise, the character that she's being a vessel for can drive you mad. Now, we heard something similar to this with Damson Idris that I'm going to play later on in the video, where he talks about having to trying to snap out of it, right? He in the video that I posted on my channel about him months ago, he talked about him chanting like, "Come on, devil, enter me, devil," all that stuff, right? And he was chanting that and submitting to a demonic power to play his role within Snowfall. But then once the role was done, he wasn't saying "come on, devil" anymore. He was trying to get the devil up off of him, and it took him a very long time, right? So her saying it's not like a switch that you flip on and off, like that. It's a process to this. It's kind of scary.
Because it's spiritual what we do. You know?
So this is the whole promo run. So this video is like a montage of her basically saying the same 2 or 3 lines over and over again during this whole Color Purple promo run.
Understand? Yeah. We allow these characters and these stories to use our bodies as a vessel. That is a real...
So she says we allow these characters and these stories to use our bodies as vessels. So these characters don't sound like characters, they sound like demons, right? Because from my point of view, I thought the characters, sometimes they play, sometimes these actors actually play fictional characters. Sometimes they actually try to embody the spirit of the person telling the true story, right? But when she says like these characters and these stories use our bodies as a vessel, it's like, is this acting, or are you like a house for demons? You know, because this doesn't seem like acting anymore. It just seems like you're a house for the demonic and you're being used as a vessel, right? Like I said, it doesn't seem like where she's talking, it doesn't seem like these actors and actresses actually have any talent. It just seems like, oh, if you become a willing vessel for these spirits, because she's saying characters, but what she's really saying is spirits, these spirits to channel you and get into you to be able to play these roles in a great way to make you a great actor.
Like, if you think about it, that's you allowing this other energy.
Project. I let the character speak to me. What we do as actors is very spiritual. You're on set, and that's why I don't pick a lot of roles, because it's spiritual, and I'm all alive and I'm open and my chakras are open, and I'm letting this character use my body as a vessel to tell its truth. And so when I'm open like that, a lot of energies can't be around me. I'm sorry, because energy is strong, y'all, and you gotta be particular about who you keep around you. Like, seriously, if they down and they cloudy and they downtrodden, and if they got a cloud around you, hanging around, you think you're not gonna get wet? You gotta be very careful. So I'm very particular about the projects that I take on, because that's spirit.
So the video ends with her saying she's very particular about the project she takes on, because it's going through that whole process of being a vessel, and the whole project is spirit. So she's very particular about what spirit she is a vessel to, almost. So my question is, why does acting have to be spiritual, right? I thought it's, it's a fun thing. It's an amazing thing how people can take a script and they can bring it to life, right? And you're acting, and people are classically trained actors and actresses. They can cry on cue. They can embody these certain emotions. But when did acting kind of cross over from, okay, we're just acting, we're playing a role, keywords, playing a role, right? When did it turn from playing a role to being a vessel for spirits? Like I said earlier in the video, I talked about how Damson Idris said these similar things, right? When he was working on Snowfall, he would say something like come on devil, and try to channel the devil to get him to help him play the role or get to that dark place. And then he would be having trouble sleeping months after, and would have to call his mom, would have to do a bunch of different things in order for him to get that spirit off of him.
I was hitting a block, right? I was like, oh, I'm not doing it right? So then I went in the corner, and then I was looking at the wall, and I was like, come on, devil, right? Come to me, because I had to do something like crazy, right? Had nightmares for a month. So it does come
to it or after?
After. Like, I had nightmares every day. Like, I felt that energy.
Oh, interesting.
And I had to pray and do all this stuff to like get rid of it. And you call your mom up and you're like, bring me back to life. And that stuff is real.
So my thing is, okay, are these is acting really spiritual, or are these actors and actresses making it spiritual? And when was the crossover point within the television and entertainment industry where it turned from playing a role and actually having talent to not necessarily needing talent, but needing to be a vessel? Because none of what she said anything about preparation and time and knowing her lines. She said something about being a vessel to these characters. And it's just like, if the characters are fake, right? If the characters are fake, then who are you being a vessel for? You're being a vessel for the demonic. So I think this in general is something to watch out for relative to the entertainment industry and relative to acting. I think clearly by this video, and then you have you add in the Damson video onto this, clearly there's a wave going where these actresses and actors are not necessarily having the talent to act. They are being used by demonic entities to be able to portray roles well, right? And I said the similar thing on the Damson Idris video. It's just like, if you have to go to a dark place in order to portray a role, why be a part of it, right? If you have to go to these drastic lengths to where it's like, it's not like a switch that you have to flip on and off, and it could potentially drive you mad and drive you crazy trying to play these roles. Why go to these extreme lengths to play these roles, to get tempted and tortured after the fact just in order to play it. Why not say, oh, well, if this is what it takes to be an actor in Hollywood, or to be any level of a great actor in Hollywood, I have to let spirits embody me, and I have to do all these sorts of things or these rituals in order to be good at my job, in order to get more acting gigs. Why not say, hey, I don't want to be part of this, let's not do this anymore? It's not an anointing at this point. You're just being a vessel for the demonic. You're not really anointed to act. You're not really a good actor or a good actress. You're just good at being a house for a devil. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Obviously, this is a kind of a sad situation as you kind of see this upward trend of people getting used by devils in order to act. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments. Me, like I said, I think it's terrible, but it's definitely something for us to watch out for. You know, as far as people who want to be actors and actresses in Hollywood, this is maybe where it's trending and where Hollywood and acting is taking it, where you have to do all these different things in order to become a good actor, a good actress, or to get those great roles. You have to submit your life or your body to the demonic in order to play a role really well. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be an actor or actress out there, I suggest you maybe think twice, you know, or, you know, like I said, if this is actually an anointing, God has actually anointed you to act, you should definitely watch the roles that you take and watch the people that you hang around, because that's where acting is going. Acting is going to this place where people are not practicing the craft or talking about practicing the craft. They're talking about the hard time it is to allow the spirits to enter them, to be a vessel for them to act better. So I just think that's kind of where it's going. And if you want to act, I think this is something you need to be made aware of. So let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. Comments, questions, concerns, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.